Hello Scorpio, welcome to your monthly He Said, She Said reading. This is for January 2019. Thank you for joining us. My name's Michelle and this is Richard.
Hello Scorpio.
We're here to give you your messages for this month, the male and female perspective. I'm going to be laying down my set of cards and then Richard will lay his cards down for each perspective. So I hope that you enjoy. And one other thing that we're doing differently this month here, Scorpio, is we're going to be doing the reading here on YouTube. And we're offering a more extended, in-depth version on Vimeo for those that are interested in that. And the link will be below in the descriptions box for the extended version. Okay, so let's get started here with your oracle cards. The first card from the Dark Goddess Oracle is the card of Trust. Now, this goddess is Polynesian origin. And she's turned her back on the light and fled to the underworld. The card speaks about salvation and the chance to be reborn, being given a second chance, perhaps to walk away from a bad situation. The card also speaks about learning to trust your gut feelings and not to dwell on the past. It's about learning from your mistakes, but not taking the blame for the mistakes of others. So with this one here, it seems like there may have been an issue in the past where trust has been broken, where what you thought was true revealed itself to be otherwise, and this has brought some kind of disturbance or turmoil in your life. But with this, the energy that I get is that you're being given a chance here to walk away from the past and not to dwell on it. So Richard will speak about the Oracle of Mystical Moments. You drew the card of the change of seasons.
Okay, so change of seasons, it says here that this card reminds us that seasons change just as we do. Nothing is ever still, not a river, not even a mighty oak, and certainly not us. We're in constant state of transformation. Even when we feel overwhelmed, if we just quietly be, we will be moving in spite of ourselves. When life whirls around us, let the certainty of cycle of seasons be a grounding force. So just realise that change is the only real constant, and that the change is something that can be used as a grounding force as well.
So let's get started here on your reading, Scorpio. I've already meditated on your energy, so I'm going to shuffle a couple more times and we'll get straight into it. Scorpio, for January 2019, what are the messages for Scorpio, please? The messages for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to hear for January? First off, we'll start with the energy of the person that you are focused on here, Scorpio. What they bring to the table when it comes to you, their flaw, how they feel about you, how you feel about them, the strengths of your relationship, the weaknesses, the potential for a healthy relationship crossed by any roadblock to that, and the outcome. Okay. Now Richard will lay down his cards on top of those. So what they bring to the table, their flaw, how they feel about you, how you feel about them, the strengths of your relationship, the weaknesses, potential crossed by any roadblock, and the outcome. Okay, so let's start with the female perspective. Remember, this can flip vice versa. So however this resonates with you, that will be the way to take this reading. Okay, the energy of the person that you're focused on here, and you may be focused on yourself, so don't forget that as well. The Eight of Swords. So, mental entrapment. What is blocking you? I feel it has something to do with a trust issue from the past. The energy that I get around this Eight of Swords is almost of self-sabotage in a way. It is a prison of one's own making. With this card, there needs to be a realization that whatever is trapping you, and I feel it's more a mental kind of entrapment rather than a physical entrapment here. It's a realization that this needn't be the case. But nevertheless, this is how this other person or you are feeling here, Scorpio. Now let's take a look at the male perspective.
Oh, the world. So this is a card of closure. So this is, I think this is good news actually. What it means is that presently, I guess we've got the situation that Michelle was talking about, but this could be coming to an end, and there could be some closure forthcoming with regard to this issue.
Let's take a look and see what this person brings to the table when it comes to you, Scorpio. Okay, the Ace of Cups, so an opportunity for renewal or new love. It's the thing with aces, of course, is that it is an opportunity, and although the opportunity is there, there's the question of what you will do with the opportunity. Will you take it? Will you ignore it? Have you been ignoring it? Is this an opportunity that's been around you for some time, yet perhaps you haven't seen it? Perhaps due to an issue from the past, perhaps that you've been trapped by in some way. Let's take a look at the male perspective.
All right, so we have Strength in reverse. So this card speaks about not being able to control that inner beast, those inner urges that one might have.
Let's take a look and see what the flaw of this person might be. The Eight of Wands. Okay. So with this one, I can't help but think it's about speed. Maybe this person is somehow wanting things to change, but change more quickly than they are. I feel that.
Impatience, in other words.
Yeah, there is a feeling of impatience with this one coming up as a flaw. Let's take a look at the male perspective.
The Knight of Swords, it kind of matches, doesn't it? Again, coming in with information, coming in with a message, coming in with fast action. Both the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Swords are both cards of action. And here is a flaw. I think it's a good indicator that we're talking about impatience.
Let's take a look and see how this person is viewing you, Scorpio. The Page of Swords. Okay. So it seems like there is information being exchanged here, and that's it's an interesting kind of energy. I get a lot of the swords energy around this as well.
A real sense of urgency.
There seems to be, with their kind of. I think it's them. I think it's them that is coming through with this message. This is how I'm feeling. I feel it's more them messaging you rather than you messaging them. At least that they are. I get the sense that there's something that they want to communicate. It may have been delayed, but I feel you, Scorpio, want this to happen quickly, but for some reason I get delay with this Page of Swords. Let's have a look at the male perspective of how they're viewing you, Scorpio.
So the Nine of Swords here, talking about mental anguish and sleepless nights. It kind of matches a bit with the Eight of Swords in the previous part there with the energy.
Yeah, this person seems to be in turmoil in some way.
Yeah, it's almost like a cry for help in some respects, I guess.
Let's see how you're viewing them, Scorpio. The Empress in reverse. Okay. Now, again, I get this more as your energy towards them, your innermost thoughts. I feel like there is perhaps some disappointment in the past. There may have been perhaps some unfulfilled promises or unfulfilled expectations, let's just say it that way. And insecurity. There's some kind of insecurity that has resulted from this. Let's take a look at the male perspective here.
So the Six of Swords in reverse, which indicates it could indicate one of two things really, that there is no movement onto rougher times, or it could also indicate that there is no move to leave either.
This is true. It's a very kind of stagnant energy. Let's take a look and see what the strengths are here. The Six of Wands. Well, I think you both want victory in this. You both want this to be successful. Let's take a look at the male perspective.
The Queen of Cups, it's nice energy, along with the Six of Wands. It indicates the presence of compassion and a willingness to work together to achieve a goal.
Let's take a look at the weakness. The Three of Swords. So there has been heartbreak in the past. Perhaps there has been a breakup even.
Yeah, somebody's left and then possibly even come back.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, I don't think this is a situation where somebody's left and we're looking at the aftermath of that.
No.
Which is not indicated by the other cards.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the male perspective here.
The King of Pentacles. It could be when the King of Pentacles is in the upright and it's as a flaw. It could indicate that it could be an earth sign, but it's like a Taurus, Virgo, or Libra. Taurus, Virgo, or
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Sorry about that. But in this instance, I say it's more of a willingness to be a bit too miserly, perhaps. Wanting to hold on too much to possessions or money.
Yeah, let's take a look at the potential here. Got the Seven of Wands, so that there's a fight. There's still fight in you both. I think there's something still worth fighting for. The roadblock, however, is the Lovers. Okay, so perhaps there has been, the Lovers as a roadblock is interesting. It may indicate a Gemini for some of you. Some kind of, I pick it up more as when I see the Lovers in this case, I feel it's more kind of a lustful kind of energy. Perhaps it's almost like that Garden of Eden kind of temptation. I feel it's like a temptation. Perhaps of a third party that may have come between you in the past, possibly. Let's take a look at the male perspective here. I'll turn up Richard's cards and he'll talk about them.
Right, so we've got the Ten of Swords in reverse and the roadblock being the Two of Cups. So Ten of Swords in reverse is it's a recovery from a betrayal, I see. That's the potential here, and I think we sort of saw that in the cards that Michelle turned over as well. With the roadblock being the Two of Cups, it could be that the roadblock is this past relationship, again, a past relationship that was a love relationship, as being a roadblock to this specific relationship.
And it may have been something that's been held on to, perhaps a little bit too long, because I get like a defensiveness. Perhaps this person has defended a decision that was made in the past, possibly that led to a breakup.
Yeah, to their detriment, I'd say. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the outcome here. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, I like this energy because it's turning over a new leaf. It's change. It's someone coming back here, I think, as the energy that I'm getting, perhaps to ask for forgiveness after betrayal, after some kind of, I get it as sneaking away, some kind of stealthy behavior, trickery. And it seemed to have involved a third party. Somebody else is what I'm getting here. Now, this has caused the other person some anguish, maybe even some shame or guilt, possibly. But the Seven of Swords in reverse, I like this card as the outcome because it means that this person is wanting to make things right, to do the right thing. Let's take a look at the male perspective.
And it's the tower in reverse, and I like that energy. It's kind of similar to the energy that Michelle was just talking about in a way. I would say that this indicates that there is a willingness here not to tear everything down, not to destroy everything and walk away from the relationship. It's more an indication of wanting to work on something.
Yeah, I think there's been some kind of mental trap by the other person involving some kind of third-party relationship.
Yeah. There's been impatience, though, in getting over this third-party relationship. Wanting to get over it, but not feeling like that they've been able to get over it, and wanting to expressing impatience at that fact that they haven't been able to get over it. But their impatience could have been on both sides of this relationship as well.
I think so, yeah. But the good news is, I feel like you both want. There seems to be an opportunity here for a partnership, for a harmonious partnership, as long as there's forgiveness of the past. I think this person is communicating to you, Scorpio, or vice versa. You're communicating to them that you don't want this to end, and I think that it's really a question of whether or not you both can move on and not dwell on the past. Really take advantage of renewal and that change. I almost see the change of seasons here as blowing out, the wind here, blowing out the old leaves off the tree here, so that you can grow new ones.
Yeah, I see a lot of indications of the requirement of self-forgiveness, especially for the person who had the third party.
Yeah.
And I feel this as a need for that to happen.
Yeah.
And I feel it's happening, but one needs to be more patient. You got the world here in the upright. I think it's a good indication that closure is forthcoming. So I think that the news is looking good here, but be patient and allow yourself to forgive yourself for those past transgressions, especially as your partner seems to be willing to forgive them as well.
So lots to clarify here in part 2, the extended reading. We'll pull out a lot more cards and we'll go in depth here. We'll clarify everything. We'll go a little bit further. We'll see how this is going to play out. I hope that you continue to join us there. The link is below in the descriptions box, and that will be on the Vimeo channel. If we don't see you there, then we wish you all the best. If you would like a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com. We're still offering the special on your own personal he said, she said reading, so email me for details on that. So wishing you all the best, and bye for now.
Bye, Scorpio.